For a large Big Four company with the reputation that it has, Ernst Young is actually an incredibly cool place to work and do technology. I'm a .NET team lead working on Microsoft projects for global services. Right now, I'm working on an application to go and demonstrate the offerings that we have to clients.
Innovation is just underway, really, at Ernst Young. So you're getting in at a time where the foundation has been set and the possibilities are coming in, and technology can help out in so many different ways. Leadership is very much committed to giving you the resources you need. And with that support, the possibilities are endless once you have all the resources to do good things.
This is Hiring America. We're joined by Tony Klimas, a partner with EY, formerly Ernst Young, one of the world's biggest accounting and professional services firms. Klimas served 5 years as a naval officer. He's now the co-chair of EY's Veterans Network. It's a program that helps those returning from the war transition into successful careers in corporate America. And we're also joined by Monte Babbington, an Army veteran who is now a manager at EY and a member of the Veterans Network there. Thanks so much for being with us, both of you.
Thanks for having us. Great to be here.
So someone in the military might be watching this and said, EY, Ernst Young, isn't that an accounting firm? How in the world am I going to transition from the military into accounting? But you all do so much more than that.
Yeah, so EY is actually in a lot of different areas, right? So obviously accounting is very, very important to everything we do at EY. But we also have a very, very large and strong tax practice that works with people around tax issues. And then we have an advisory business, which is actually a very exciting place in our firm today because of the growth that we've had over the last several years. So we do a lot of different things. Both Monte and myself work in our advisory business. And this is one of the places where we've been spending a lot of effort around hiring veterans because we found them ideally suited for the things that we do in this part of our operation.
I think that's a great point. I mean, what I did in the Army, I was a reconnaissance officer, so I did a lot of, we don't know what's out there, go and find something and then tell us what that is. And interestingly enough, a lot of our clients have the same problems. They say, we have a problem, we're not quite sure how to fix it. And the skill set that you develop leading men in sort of these uncertain environments are very helpful, whether it's Afghanistan or it's a bank.
So what are some other skill sets that you pick up in the military that would make a good fit at EY?
So that's actually a very interesting question because a lot of people don't understand the skill sets that a typical military veteran is bringing to a firm like EY or really any sort of private corporate type environment. And so a lot of veterans are actually quite entrepreneurial. These men and women who are coming back are very much self-starters. And so we value those sort of capabilities in the employees we hire. And we find that even though they might not have the business knowledge or the sort of technical knowledge, we can teach them that stuff and they can learn about that stuff. But we really value them because of this sort of initiative and the approach that they bring to solving problems and their sort of goal-oriented nature.
And that's the most important factor, which is if they don't know how to do it, you'll teach them. They don't have to know how to do all of this before they start.
Yeah, and I think that's an interesting angle too, because if you think about the military, you have a high turnover in your typical small military unit, right? So people are always coming and going, and there's a real premium placed on training and the ability to learn. And so, EY has that same approach as far as training and education, and the veterans just take to it almost like a sponge, right? So we bring them in. I'm always amazed at how quickly they pick things up, how quickly they learn on the job. We have a fair amount of formal training as well that's delivered in a variety of ways, and they really just do really well with that stuff. In fact, as we've looked over the history now of hiring veterans, they're definitely performing sort of at the higher levels when we compare them to some of their peers. Not to take away from the accomplishments of all of our new hires, but it seems like our veterans do exceptionally well.
They tend to across all industries, we've learned as we've been interviewing. What are the skills that you picked up in the military experiences that you tend to utilize most in corporate America to help you rise through the ranks?
What really helps are a lot of the sort of high pressure situations that you face and getting comfortable with, I don't know what's about to happen to me, but that sort of inner confidence that you gain after you go through a couple of different difficult situations, and now you're able to know, all right, maybe I don't know how I'm going to solve this problem, but I know I will solve this problem.
I think the other thing that's really noteworthy is that the military is a very, very diverse organization, and you have people from all walks of lives who sort of come together and accomplish a mission. And EY is the same way.
So what kind of advice would either of you give to someone in the military who is thinking right now about transitioning into a career in corporate America?
The one thing that I always tell young veterans is that don't be afraid to approach people and ask them for help. Don't don't feel like people don't want to help you. I mean, those of us, I left active duty in 1992. That was a very difficult time as well. The economy was starting to boom. People didn't really want to think about it anymore, right? There was a lot of people coming out. And so I feel a certain debt to all those coming behind me. And I think a lot of my contemporaries sort of in that same group feel that same debt. And so I would tell the young men and women coming out today, don't be afraid to approach us, send us an email, connect with us on LinkedIn, call us up and try to get an informational interview, and you'd be amazed at how many people are willing to help them make that transition.
We'll be back in a moment with more from Tony Klimas and Monte Babbington of EY.